it is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and it is that time of the week again where we look at the previous week and pick the best books out, the single worst issue, and maybe even an honorable mention or two in there. And I do this every single week, so if you enjoy the content, hit subscribe. Let me know down below what your pick of the week is. And we're going to start right off with an honorable mention. Now, I'm not going to lie, this week was a little bit harder. Nothing stood out as phenomenal, like the best. Actually, until this morning. And I have a little story to tell you about that at the end. So for my honorable mention, I have Robin number 10 by Joshua Williamson, and the art is by Roger Cruz. It was very well done, and I like learning more about Damien's grandmother. Now, with that being said, I know he's going to end back up in Gotham. It does make me like Damien a little bit more. But again, not my favorite character, but a solid, very solid book. All 10 issues have been really good. So I am curious what we'll see from here. I don't know. Damien's a little shit, right? Damien is such a little shit. And I never even liked him, honestly, until Super Sons. But this definitely extends upon that. So for my actual number 5, I have a book that is free on DC Infinite, and then I bought it like a dumbass because I want to review it, and it is Peacemaker Disturbing the Peace. It is a one-shot by Garth Ennis, and the art is by Gary Brown, and it is basically the origin of Peacemaker for HBO Max. So I am going to be covering this because I'm covering the show. I want to, extend upon the origin. But it is a really good book. But it's very Garth Ennis. And I'm assuming you probably know what I mean. And when I see like babies in microwaves, yeah. You know it's Garth Ennis. It was very good though. Very good. So for number 4, we're going to go over to Marvel, oddly enough, and talk about Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond by Jed McKay, and the art was so good. C.F. Villa. The art was the reason why I picked this up, because when I looked at the first page of it on the previews, I was like, wow, it's very rare when the interior arts look better than the covers. And I'm like, Black Cat looks phenomenal. Ladies team up, I'm all in. And it was really good. We get kind of, Black Cat doing her thing. And I love how they use Mary Jane as a movie star to kind of coerce people, and they have to get the hood back for the hood from the Hawkeye run, Freefall. And it was really good. I love these two together, even though it is kind of weird, like an ex-girlfriend and a current girlfriend. It's a little weird. Peter was in the hospital the entire time, but he woke up at the end and everything is good. And we even get a cutesy, like, girly moment. They don't really get along, but they kind of do. So I really enjoyed it. And number 3, I've already reviewed, so I won't go too deep into detail with. But it is Saga 55. And this should have been number 1. It was a very strong opening, but it wasn't strong enough for me to put it my number 1. Of course, Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples always deliver on storytelling. There's not a Brian K. Vaughan book out there that I don't absolutely love, and Saga is one of them. It is definitely going to go places. I love this book. I know a lot of people are glad it's back. It was on a 3-year hiatus, $3. Like, you can't argue with it. I was actually surprised to see it wasn't on Bleeding Cool's bestsellers list. It was number 3, but I thought it would do a little better after that hiatus. But great to see Hazel back, to see everybody back. We get a little bit of the patriarchy and free the nipple, and it's fun. You'll love it. So for number 2, I have Flash 778, another super fun story from Jeremy Adams, and the art's by Matt Ryan. I love this book. Like, I absolutely love this book. Every single time it comes out, it is fun, has that familial bonds. Like, we get to see Jai, and he's saving his sister, and then we see some stuff in Gem World, but that idea of the, protective older brother, I really, really enjoyed that. And he got a little bit of power back, maybe a little power back for the future. And we find out towards the end that something's going on with Flash, and I can feel it through the Speed Force. So love me some Flash. It's consistently good. So number 1. Now, this is where I said I have a little story. So I get up this morning and I always look through like my stuff from Substack and everything that's going on. And I'm like, do I have any books to read before stream? I'm like, no, I'm pretty good, right? So I was listening last night to Word Balloon before I fell asleep. And I seen Tom King was on there and he said his book with Elsa, and I'm sure I'm gonna say her last name wrong, so I apologize. Chartier is free, right? And it's free because of Hollywood. It looks like it's probably already been picked up, and it's a romance. No, like, yeah, I guess people probably expect me to like this, but I didn't just like this. I loved it. It felt like fun Tom King again. And Elsa's art is so fun. Like, it reminds me very much so of Darwin Cook, right? It is old timey but beautiful. The layouts are phenomenal. The expression is phenomenal. And it's basically this woman, and it's called Love Everlasting because she keeps starting over. And we see her with, the first one's George, and it's like you get attached to these two being together. And then all of a sudden she wakes up and she's in the Old West, or she's a hippie, and it just keeps starting over and over. Best of all, I'll put the link in the pinned comment. It's free. It's free on their Substack, and it's going to continue to be free. Like, how can you argue with that? I absolutely love it. I would probably, not gonna lie, I would buy it if after this first issue, if they charge. I would have no problem buying it. It's that good. I do know there's also a free one, just so you guys are aware, from Tinian that I got an email earlier. So that one is also free. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but I know that The Closet. I just brought my email up. The Closet. So I'm going to read that later. Or it probably would have made this list. I don't know. Anything by Tinian I'm pretty good with. So yes, let's talk about the worst, right? The worst. I mean, every time it's out, every time it's put out, it's always my worst pick. Teen Titans Academy. 11. There's nothing wrong with the art, so I'm not even gonna make them feel bad. But Tim Sheridan, come on, step up your game. I don't know if it's the characters that you're working with that I dislike heavily, but when you put Red X revealed on the cover, I mean, most people would expect to figure out who Red X was, right? Yeah, no. That was the comic book form of clickbait. Is that a thing? That's now suddenly a thing. Okay, no, it's always been a thing. But even so, I don't like this book. I don't like it at all. It's not good. It's not made for me. Hopefully somebody likes it. Let me know in the comments below if you're reading Teen Titans Academy. I'd be curious if anyone's really, truly like, yes, I go to this book every week first. I fucking love it. I see that highly unlikely, especially with books like Love Everlasting and Flash, right? So anyways, let me know, of course, what your guys' top picks are, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.